I got a new knife and we're gonna do some testing with it. Unfortunately, it's in this extremely hard to open box and there's only one way to get it out. Well, that didn't go exactly how I planned. Look what we have here. Looks like we got into the box all freshly covered in bar oil. Now it's real easy to open. Oh, look at that. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, we got the Spyderco Endura 4. So I'm going to be testing this Spyderco Endura 4 with ZDP 189 against the Spyderco Sage 1 in S30V. So the plan is, as of now, to cut an equal amount of cardboard with both of these knives and keep track of the results and see how they both compare to each other as far as edge retention goes. Then I'm going to see how easily both of these knives resharpen. And then I have something special at the end that'll really put the edge retention on both of these knives to the test. Now I know what you're thinking, and this Endura does have a slight edge, pardon the pun, in edge retention over the Sage 1 due to its longer blade length. Essentially, we have more cutting surface here, or cutting area, or more blade to dull than we have here on the Spyderco Sage 1. This is not a super scientific test, but I still think it's going to give us some usable information. Super steel. I got like bar oil all over this stump. Gotta watch out, keep from getting it all over the knives. So I'm going to start out with the Endura and we'll see how many this cuts, and then I'll have a good idea of what to compare this to, I guess. I don't know. 21 slices, more or less. We'll do like piles of 20. I definitely think we're into that so-called working edge now with this knife, and it's completely lost its absolute crazy razor sharpness that it came with from the factory. So hopefully I have enough cardboard and this thing dulls relatively quickly, because I don't want to be out here for 9 hours cutting up cardboard. It's definitely not shaving anymore. I think I would probably sharpen this knife at this point. Okay guys, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and call this. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 piles of 20 cuts each. It's still, it doesn't cut paper real well. I mean, that's about what we get here. It's not shaving whatsoever. I'd probably sharpen this knife at this point. So we'll set this to the side, we'll get out the Sage 1, and we will cut until we get to this point with that knife. The first 20 pieces of the Sage 1, more or less, give or take 1 or 2 slices. The second pile. I am a little bit confused here because I've cut the same number of pieces. So we've got 14 here and I've got 14 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and that's 14. So I've got 14 pieces here. Neither one of them is shaving hair. Let me get a new piece of paper here. This lighting out here is terrible. So here's the Sage 1. Okay. I don't know. I mean, it almost seems like it almost seems like the Sage 1 here is sharper still. Just feeling the two, they feel about the same. I don't know, man, this lighting's terrible. I don't know if anybody'd really be able to tell a difference in sharpness between these two, at least how they are right now. I almost feel like maybe just a little tiny bit that the S30V still is a little bit sharper than the ZDP 189. But again, it's really hard to tell. So I'm going to be using these Edge Pro stones here to resharpen. I got a 220 grit, a 600, and a 1000. And then to strop, I'll be using the Knives Plus Strop Block. I'll put links to all this stuff down there somewhere. I'm just going to do a quick sharpening job on these. I'm not trying to get these to the sharpest knife ever. I'm just going to put a good working edge back on them. So you can see these Edge Pro stones, at least I hope you can see. We got all this black on here. It's removing metal from this ZDP 189 very well. These Edge Pro stones do a really good job of cutting that really hard steel. And they're great little stones for doing, for doing stuff like this for sure, but you know, if you need a portable stone to take with you places, I really do like these Edge Pro stones. They're both shaving sharp. Oh yeah, we're shaving there. Easily shaving there. Shaving sharp on both of these, good working edge on both of these, so I'm gonna pull out a little bit of a harder cutting test. Alrighty, yes, we got some carpet here. This stuff, if you guys have never cut any of this, this is some hard stuff to cut, and it pretty much destroys knife edges super fast. I'll start with the ZDP 189. This stuff is like super tough on blades. This is 25 pieces that we got off of this before. We're pretty much back to where we started, and could put another working edge on it. I'm telling you, this carpet here is extremely tough to cut, and it pretty much kills any knife blade almost instantly. S30V, here we go. There's 10 slices. Yeah, our shaving edge is gone. 16. Tell you right now, I'm already having a hard time at 16 cuts with the S30V, and I think this knife here, I don't know, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, but 16 cuts with this, and honestly I think this is duller. The S30V is duller than the ZDP 189. The ZDP 189 I think did significantly better on the carpet test, or on this carpet test, than in the cardboard test. Yeah, I'm not real sure what's going on there, but let's cut a couple more and see. Okay, so we've got an even number of cuts on both of these blades. Let me bring you in here again. So I don't know if you're going to be able to tell this, but this is S30V, and it's significantly harder to cut through this at this point with the Sage than it is the Endura. So we'll do the paper test again real quick. Complete fail. We still got a little something out of this knife. I can actually feel the difference between the two, but it is super close. So I don't know, guys, this one is really tough to call. Both of these knives, both of these steels performed very similar in the cardboard cutting test. And honestly, I don't know if I could tell a difference. If someone handed both of these knives to me after that test was complete, I don't think I'd be able to tell the difference. In the carpet cutting test, I know we kind of rushed it a little bit, but I did see a little bit of a difference between both of these knives. The Endura seemed to cut a little bit better towards the end than the Sage did. So I don't really know where that leaves us. The carpet cutting test is a super abrasive test. And I really think that that's where the harder steel would come out on top. And it did. I guess it came out on top a fairly good amount. I could see a significant difference when I started getting to around the 16 cut mark. This I started seeing a significant difference once I got to about 28 cuts. So there is a good bit of difference there between these two in that particular test. All right, guys, hopefully this video gives you an idea of what these two steels are capable of. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Please subscribe, don't forget to like the video, and thanks for watching.